Hey friends, welcome back to another art video. So I'm starting a new sketchbook. I just don't want to do this project on the first page because of bleed through problems, and then I don't want this page to look all yucky. So we're going to go in a couple of pages in. I do have my swatches in the back here, which I always find handy. And yeah, so what I wanted to do for today's video is I wanted to test out Crayola's Colors of the World marker set. There are 24 in here. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to do it on camera. So I wanted to open this on camera, and you can't see because of the, oh, there you might be able to see. So there's all these different colors here, as you can see, and oh, they're individually packaged. Oh, plus there's the darker tones. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so these are the 3 packs. A green pack, a yellow pack, and a dark green pack. I'm not sure why they packaged them separately, but let's just have a peek at what we've got. And I might want to take a page from the back of my sketchbook and do some swatching, because there are a lot here. And although, actually, yeah, I will do a swatch page. Looks like there's a lot of good colors here, which is nice. So these are water-based markers, so they will not build the same way as alcohol markers will build. But let's just give these guys a swatch. So there we have our swatches. They almost fit on one line. I was hoping that I could get them all in one, but I couldn't. Anyway, so I think what I want to do for this video to test out these markers in like a proper way is I want to sketch a bunch of different faces from a bunch of different ethnicities and then color them in with these markers. Let's see. Oh, it didn't even bleed through that bad. I'm very surprised, but that's super nice. So yeah, why don't we get into that? I'll start off with sketches, and then we'll get into the markers. And one thing I do want to try when I do come to coloring the faces is layering, and see how layering works with water-based markers. So let's get into the sketching portion. I was gonna sketch them all first and then color them all, but I think it'll work better for me if I do them one at a time. So yeah, let's just, like I said, I don't really know how layering is gonna work, so let's just try a swatch of layering. We'll do very deep almond. Oh, that's extra deep golden. No, that's right. Okay, so they dry different than how they look when they're wet, so keep that in mind. So if I want to layer this one with perhaps the very deep rose, or the extra deep rose, how does that work? It also depends on the paper you use, I suppose, because this paper, it is decently thick, but it's a mixed media paper, so it's not exactly intended for markers. But it's holding up pretty well. Okay, so I think there is some element of layering that you can do with these, which is a bit of a surprise, a pleasant surprise. So I'm going to start with this very deep almond, if I can find it again. And I don't know, because I don't know how many layers a person could do, I don't know if I should just color it in like blocks, you know what I mean? Like color the light areas and leave the dark areas. Does that make sense? But then she might look really streaky. But this is all just trial and error, right? That's what this is all about. So let's go ahead and color this. So there's the first girl, and I think she actually turned out pretty good. Very deep almond. I got inspiration from a picture on Google, but she came out looking like her own person. Like, it wasn't quite like a copy, it was just more inspirational from that photo. So I'm quite happy when that happens, when I can come up with my own original idea, even though it's inspired by something, you know what I mean? So yeah, I do like it. I should have left some shine in her eyes, but I guess I could always do that with like a white gel pen. I just got the Uniball Signo pen when we were away on our road trip, because our art stores here don't really have the best selection of supplies sometimes. So yeah, anyway, I really like how she turned out. I think the skin tone turned out pretty good. I mean, I would like some variation, but I mean, you gotta work with what you've got, and these are fairly streaky markers. They did all right. They did all right. So yeah, let's move on to the next face. So we've got another face here. I think I'm gonna go with more of a medium light, medium tone. Let's see, maybe medium almond. Oh wow, it's that one. Oh, the one thing I noticed about these markers is to close the lid, it's actually, okay, that one's really easy, so making me look like a liar. But a lot of these, here we go, take quite a bit of effort to close. And I found that I had left a couple of them not fully closed, so keep that in mind when you're using these to make sure that they're closed so you don't dry them out. Okay, so for the next face here, I think I'm gonna go with the medium almond. And well, see, the only thing missing is like a brown that's almost black. Like a really, like this is their deepest. I don't know, maybe you could layer the extra deep rose and the deepest almond to get like a similar to a black. So let's try that for the hair. We'll put this aside for now and then we'll try the hair. So extra deep almond, no, deepest almond and extra deep rose. Okay, let's see how it goes with layering, like full-on layering. I think I'm gonna go with this one first. I think with hair, you could use the streakiness to your advantage. You just have to do longer strokes to make them look kind of like individual strands, right? Let's see if that works. Okay, I kind of messed that up a little bit, but yeah, I think the concept of that idea, like if you keep the strokes as long as the length of the hair, it kind of does pull off that hair strand look. So that's a technique to keep in mind. See the way the bun is wrapped differently? Do some stray bits. Probably should have done the face ones before. Now I should probably do the face before I do the strands on the face. She's just having a wind-blown day because I tell you guys, today it is so windy here. So I wanted this hair to look so brown that it's almost black. And this could work for a really dark skin tone as well. And so far it looks decent. Like, I'm really impressed with how these markers are holding up to the layer technique. Usually that's something that it feels like alcohol markers have a monopoly on, but not so. Okay, so that's 2 layers and it still isn't bleeding through. Although I do suspect if I tried a 3rd layer, I suspect the paper would start to pill up. So I don't think I'm going to try that 3rd layer. Just gonna see if I can define this bun a bit better. Okay, so we'll leave the hair that way. Deepest almond and extra deep rose. All right, so next let's tackle the face. There is face number 2. I don't like how it came out as much as I like the first one. I think I tried too many layers and shading and stuff, and it's just not gonna work the same as an alcohol marker. You need to keep it more simple like this. So yeah, I don't care for that. I do like how dark the hair got. I still think they're missing one color in this set, and that would be like a black brown or a brown black. But overall it's been interesting to try and play with these different colors and try and figure different stuff out. I'll do one more face and then maybe I'll make this one a real pale face. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I talk about kneaded erasers. I don't know if I have talked about it much, but if you like to sketch, you need to invest in a kneaded eraser. So this is actually quite a large chunk. You don't need that much at one time. So you just knead it so that it's a little bit more fresh. And then roll it. That's the best technique I've come across, is rolling it. So if your sketching has gotten a little too dark, you can lift it by patting it or rolling it. And yeah. So this girl, we're gonna make her pretty pale, which is why I felt the need to erase a lot of the lines. Yeah, I think we'll just stay in this range here. Extra light almond. Okay, so I can already see that the paper is starting to pill a little bit, kind of like it did here in her hair. So I'm gonna have to be very selective with my shading. So I'm gonna keep this out just to see if I can do any kind of blending before the paper totally rips on me. But for shading, I think we'll go, well, should we just keep it subtle or strong? We'll go light almond and see how that turns out. feel like this is even worse yet. I think we started off really good and then things just got worse. So yeah, this is definitely ripping up the paper quite a bit. Now again, with specific marker paper, you might be able to get away with more layers. I don't know that for sure. I haven't tried these on marker paper yet. Should I give her some mascara? I feel like we've got brown hair for both of these. We don't really have like a good blonde. Maybe we could go medium deep golden. With like a medium golden. It'll still be like a light brown, but we don't really have like blonde so much. And pink, we could make her hair pink, but I'm trying to keep this natural looking, you know, so. They're spreading quite a bit because the paper is so wet, but that's all right. She just has more prominent freckles. I love freckles. How many of you guys have freckles? And then also tell me if you like your freckles. I had freckles as a young kid, but they mostly faded, which I'm pretty sad about. They come back in summer, obviously, when I'm in the sun more often. But still nothing super noticeable. And I just adore freckles, so. Eyelashes are always fun to play with, but I do feel like they usually end up unrealistic because the fact that they are fun to draw. We're gonna give her some real bold colored lips. Really not that bold, but just compared to her light skin. And then for her eyes, I don't want her eyes to blend in with her hair or her skin. Let's try it. Let's try something like this deep rose. It's got a hint of red in the brown. And I just decided to darken up her eye makeup, and then I also need to define her nose. So let's go back to that light medium almond. Almost forgot, she needs some eyebrows. So what color were we using? Light, medium, golden. This one. And there we have it. Okay, well, this is, I guess, the results of testing out Crayola's Colors of the World. Is that what it was called? Yes, Colors of the World marker set. I actually am fairly impressed and surprised with how well they chose the colors, and also how well these water-based markers actually work. You do have to keep in mind layering will get tricky, but they don't bleed through very much at all. The color tones are pretty good. They're just missing like a really dark brown, black almost color. Otherwise, I really like it, and I would recommend these markers. I'm sure Crayola is all over the world, so yeah, if you are into markers and want to play with these, go check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!